Thanks for that introduction, Derek. Um, I'm go I'm going to go on with the presentation, but at the end, I would like to also explain your experiences in your universities about institutional apps and how you are managing all that stuff. I would like that this session would be a bit open for everybody. Uh, my presentation can be summarized by answering these 4 questions. I'll explain why we needed an app, what we have built, and which are going to be our next steps now, and see if our model can be used into Sekai project too. So let's start. Why we built an app? Firstly, I would like to introduce a little bit the institution where I work. Universitat de Lleida is a small public university in Catalonia that it's in the northeast of Spain, and we have two official languages, Catalan and Spanish. We are still running Sekai 10.3, and we have around 30,000 of sites and 1 terabyte of resources loaded. And we are 3 people working directly and maintaining campus, but we only spend just 1 full-time equivalent on it. And we are using Sekai not just for learning activities. We use it mainly for communication, and we do it at different levels. Every year we create all the course sites, and at the beginning of the term, and teachers use them to do learning activities. But we have other sites more focused on communication, such as school faculty sites or something like this. Their studies coordinator and deans use them to send general information to students. We also have other sort of space for communication, like tutoring sites used to meet tutors and students, and institutional sites acting like an intranet. So you already might notice that communication is an important feature for us. Maybe I've said the word communication about 10 times in a minute. And we try to use Sekai as the main source of the information that is released. But it's not the only channel that we have to do it. There are also distribution lists, distribution email lists, a lot of Twitter and Facebook accounts that we can't control. But I suppose that most of you already have figured out that we are facing some problems now. First is the saturation of messages on the channels. Everybody sends messages because every service, faculty, student think that they release the most interesting information in the world, and they send it by as many channels they are able to. So each student can receive the same message 3 or 4 times, and that's crazy. So we have what we deserve. There is so much information, and students don't look at them. The official mail accounts are overflown by emails, and they stop using it. And it's helpful. We self-destroyed on one of our messaging channels, the mail. So students, what they do, they usually check notifications into the Sekai directly. they use the summarized list in their workspaces to know about the course site's news. But those channels are also in danger because more and more university services are applying for massive Sakai sites in order to send messages because students don't read their emails. And until now, they were approved directly, but now it seems that Direction Board is filtering a little bit more those requests, but damage is already done. And with all the noise, important messages that are needed to be read soon are hidden among the other messages. So we don't have a good way to let teachers communicate effectively with their students. We could go back and forbid the use of that communication channels, but it's a political action and it won't be accepted for those that already have channels. I think it's more easy to deny something when you still don't have it than remove it once you got it. So here we are. We started building a new communication channel, something different from email that could be checked immediately. We built a push notification infrastructure encapsulated into an official university's app. And it's our app. It has 4 sections: agenda and activities show the information about institutional events. They are updated weekly, I think. There is also a section with the information about different services of the institution, like library, student support, IT support. And each one provides the contact phone number, the localization, what they offer, and all that kind of stuff. And finally, we included the notifications channel, and it's the most important of the 4 modules. Basically, it's why we built the app. And then we have the part of the Sakai. It's the one that generates the notification that are sent to the UDL app. At the first, we have limited it to the announcements tool because we didn't want to repeat the mistakes we did before. We didn't want to saturate another channel with too much information. And there is a checkbox at the bottom of the announcements creation form. It says send the announcements via UDL app, something like that. And it allows the teacher to generate a mobile notification from the announcements. And once the notification is generated, all the members of the site that have installed the app in the device will receive the notification like is shown in the video. And tapping on the notification opens the app and user can read the full message. It looks simple, doesn't it? Yeah, but believe me that that notification travels a lot before it arrives to the phone. I would like to show you the way that notifications follows to arrive to the phone. As I said before, the notifications are created into the announcements tool, and teacher checks the check button and sends the announcement. And internally, on that moment, the notification is stored in the table of the Sakai as a line in a table. And there is a Quartz job that is running every few seconds. And it's looking for notifications that are ready to be sent. And it takes care of the date and if the announcements is in draft mode, you know. So when a notification is ready, this job sends it to our app control center via an HTTP API. Then when the notification arrives here, it's processed and stored. All the devices will read information from the app center instead of Sakai. In this app management center, we also have an interface to create notifications manually and provide the information into the agenda, activities, and service sections. And then when the app mobile center sends, then the mobile center sends the notification to the push notification server. It's a product called Unified Push Server from the project Aerogear. It's made by Red Hat. We don't send the full message. We just provide the list of recipients and a title. All the other information keeps stored in the app management center. And then, when Aerogear receives the request to send the push notification, it looks for all the devices registered for its user and handles with the Apple push notification service and the Google Message Center. I think that now is called Firebase Message Center, something like this. Well, it relies on those services to get the message to the devices. And in less than a second, you got the push notification shown into the notifications bar. Users don't have to have opened the app. The notification is received at operating system level. And once the user clicks on the notification, the app starts and goes to the notification list. But it's not still there, and at the moment the app requests to the app management center the full list of the new notifications, and then the full messages are downloaded to the device, and the cycle is closed. Now I would like to introduce you some of the technologies we used in the project. It was an interesting one because we did a change in the tech stack, and this is always exciting. We usually work with Java and small JavaScript frameworks, and we move it to a full JavaScript stack. We had three different components: the app, the backend server, that is our app management center, and the Aerogear. But we just had to code the app and the backend. In the first component, we choose an hybrid development framework called Ionic. It's based on AngularJS and PhoneGap, and it lets you to code the app as an HTML application and build it for whatever platform you want: Android, iOS, Windows Mobile. We had the requirement that the app should be working for iOS and Android, so we found that this kind of solution fitted better to our goals. And writing some HTML and using PhoneGap plugins, we got ready the app easily. But we needed something to provide the necessary data to the devices. We needed to have an HTTP API to provide the notifications messages, the agenda items, the service information. Well, you know, everything. We could make it using a classic framework based on Java, but we preferred a newer one. Tried to experiment a little bit with new technologies, and we went to Mean.io. Mean is a term to describe a stack based on MongoDB, Express, AngularJS, and Node. One of the best points of of it is that you use the same language across the platform, JavaScript. MongoDB is a NoSQL database that uses JavaScript as its language to interact. Node and Express brought to us a powerful solution to implement the REST API easily. And finally, the AngularJS for the UI of the Ad Management Control Center. We also chose this framework because it lets you grow up easily in case we run out of resources. It's pretty easy to set up a new node and run more processes on more CPUs. So we like it and we use it. And the last component is the Unified Push Server. It's a push notification server written in Java and executed in a JBoss web application server. It uses MySQL to store the notifications, users, devices, events. We just installed and configured the connection with the two push networks, the Apple and the Google ones, and it has been working out pretty well. So, if you are curious or you just want to give it a try, you can find it on GitHub. Both the backend and the app are open source, and you can use it. And it would be better if you also improve and share with us. We will be very thankful, really. And now what? Is it the end of this project? No, it won't grow up a lot, but there are some things that we want to improve. When we released the app, we got some feedback from its students and from others. Not much feedback, but some. Some of them wanted to have the full campus into the app. They thought that without the functionalities that bring Sakai, the app had no sense. They wanted to access to resources, submit assignments, take assessments. Other users wanted to be able to answer the notification. That is cool. But people who offered more feedback were the people working in the institution, in the institutional services. That they wanted to be present in the app. So we analyzed that feedback, and we concluded that in some way that feedback wasn't affordable for us. For instance, a lot of work involved in bringing the whole Sakai functionalities to the app is very huge. We also realized that answering the notifications was something we didn't want. It can be done in Sakai, announcements can be answered, so it has no sense that users were able to send them by the app. And the last one, the best. Should I remind you the slide with the man that has the hands in his face? Do you remember? Everybody sending messages, saturating the channel. Yeah, that one. We didn't want to keep on doing the same mistake. So no, thanks, no. But we thought of some small improvements that can be done. The notification went fine, everybody was happy, so we could increment a little bit the sources that produces notification. For example, we can send a notification when assessment or an assignment is published, or just notify when an important document has been uploaded. Now there are only notifications produced by announcements, but if we introduce those new clients, we will need something in the notification list to access directly to the resources or the assessments, whatever. We have thought of some buttons to access to the resources or check the assessments directly, that they just open the assignment in the browser. I don't know. Yeah, it could work. And finally, I have arrived at the point in which, in my opinion, is the most interesting of the presentation. See if that model we have implemented could be extended to the Sakai project. And first of all, we must be honest and ask ourselves if we need something like this in Sakai. I mean, in terms of Sakai project, not only for our institutions. It seems that big part of the needs we had about the mobile has been disappeared. Now we have an awesome responsive UI that works out as a charm, but maybe we have some lags in the instant notifications. So we can sort out these problems using a different approximations. We have a full app that could be an implementation of all the features of Sakai into an app. But as I said, I think that it will be very huge. I think that there are some app implementations already, but I don't know. But I think that they are not open source at all. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Other approximation would be like the one we implemented at Universitat of Lleida. That is create a basic notification service. In our case, we extended it with some institutional information. And next is where I see the new options are the web browser push notifications and an hybrid solution using app notifications together with the web browser notifications. Web browser notifications let's send push notifications to the browser instead of an app. It's a very interesting option because the behavior and this technology meets the requirements of instant notification. It behaves like the app notifications, but you don't have to install any application. Instead, you should only accept to receive notifications when you visit the site with your browser. And if you allow it, you can receive notifications like that in the image. But at the moment, you must have opened the browser. At least I think in desktop. And this could be possible if the browser implements the notifications API and the push API. So as you can see, it's not broadly supported yet. We have some cases like iOS where this API won't work out. So looking at the situation, I will bet, in my opinion, I will bet for an hybrid solution. I will cover the most devices as possible using both app and browser notifications, and then we will be able to reach a lot of users, and those instant emergency messages will arrive to a lot of people. And that is all. I'll be happy to answer your questions now, and if you got no one now, but later you want to ask me something about the app or the presentation, just send me an email, and I try to answer you as soon as possible. And I will also like to listen to you about your experiences with your apps, if you have one, or what is your opinion about the instant notifications. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Alex. If you need to speak, you go ahead and unmute and ask any questions.
Well, I see a question from Duke. Aside from staff development and maintenance, what are the costs associated with maintaining this? Well, in terms of people, we can maintain the platform with just few hours at month, and we are not paying any fee of any software. Aerogia is also an open source project, and you can just download and install. And if you don't have a lot of messages that must be sent into the devices, I think that of Google offers 1 million of messages by day, and Apple something like that. So you can run the infrastructure for free.
Any other questions? Yes, Alex, I don't see any other questions or anything else coming in the chat, so I will. Oh, never mind. Question just came in on chat, Alex.
Okay. What was the biggest learning curve with adopting Mean? Well, it was not easy, because we have to change our mind to code with asynchronous framework Node, and some of the techniques we use in Java and sequentially programming can be applied to Node. But if you have a good development team, you can face this change easily, because it's not difficult to move from Java to JavaScript. Only understand the difference between synced programming and async programming, and that's all. And there is another question. If you asked if we set guidelines for instructors to keep them from sending too many notifications, yes, we set up direction board set up, but there are teachers that carry up with that guidelines, and there are others that no. And I think it depends on the people more than the guidelines you write. In the future, we will see if we also destroyed another channel or not. And you are probably right, and we maybe are creating the same problem at short time, but we will see what happens. And there are another question that what percentage of your students are using the app? Well, it's not but very high. I think it's under the 40%. We got the major part when we started that new course, because every student that started at the university, they install it. But I don't know. I don't know how to take that numbers, if are good ones or are bad ones. 40%. I think that it's low. Direction board things that are high. I don't know. Is there anybody that have an app deployed in their institution? There is a new questions, and if these notifications can be pushed in the social networks. Is that your question, New Meet? Yeah, it can be done. I think it can be done, but we bet for that kind of solution, because direction board also wanted to have an official app, maybe for the brand, or maybe I don't know the reason. So we saw a good opportunity to bring the notifications, the push notifications, into our app instead another platform. We were thinking about also send notifications to Telegram, but we finally decided to go to a traditional app. Adam, is your app also is open?
Yes, sorry. Oh, you're talking to me, this Adam or the other Adam? Which Adam were you talking to?
The Adam, how it was?
Right, okay, not me.
Now he says that now. It's a pity. Maybe we could fusion both apps. I had a mega app. Okay. I don't know if I missed any question. I think not.
Nope, I don't see any other questions, Alex. Thanks everyone for coming to this session. We have about another 14 minutes or so till the next session begins. So Thank you, Alex, and
Welcome. Thank you, everybody, for attending. Bye.